So you've seen me tour it, you've seen me build it. Now it's time to drive on it for the first time and review it. So what we're going to be doing today is we're driving this lovely vintage Ferrari F1 car from the early 2000s. We're going to be driving it around Zandvoort in Assetto Corsa, while I talk about what I love about this, talk about what we've done to change it and whether it's actually worked and whether it was worth doing. And yeah, just talk about the setup itself in more detail today. A bit like, I don't know if you guys have seen when I first drove my Volkswagen Polo, and I did that sort of video. We're going to be doing sort of like that, just with the simulator and Assetto Corsa rather than Enzo the Polo and real life. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, now this is an absolute stunner, and the sound this car makes is beautiful. So without further ado, let's get out and start driving. Because this is absolutely wonderful, and I love it. I hadn't ever really liked Assetto Corsa before. I never really used to play it, and I've started playing it, and I've actually sorted out my settings properly, and now I absolutely adore this game. And this car just absolutely sings. I don't know what it is. It's just one of those classic ones where when people talk about F1 cars and you think of their sounds, you don't think of the modern one. You think of this absolute beast of this absolute beast of a car, and just the way that it sings as we drive around town. It's in these corners near flat out because we can, because these F1 cars have so much downforce getting to the best track times. But that's about enough of that, so let's actually talk about simulator. So this is a GT Omega R. I know I've spoken about it a million times. I sound like a broken record at this point, but is it really good now? Yes, and I've properly built it now. When I built it when I was like 14, it was a bit of a rush job on Christmas Day. I just wanted to play it, and so it wasn't ever really set up properly. Now I've set it up properly. It's so much more sturdy. It feels so much better, and it's just overall a really, really nice build. Yeah, the sturdiness, nothing's vibrating, nothing's moving when you're braking, like, you know, the seat moving away from the frame or anything. And overall, it's now really, really nice. Okay, coming down the main straight, across the line. That was a 3-minute tank, so we're in the pit lane, setting up the video. But yeah, so another thing I'd say is the seat, having the rails now is so much easier. I brought my friends around the other day to play when we first built it, when I finished building it. And we were just, people jumping in and just moving the seat as and when they needed to, rather than having to adjust the whole frame of the simulator to be able to fit my like 5'5" friend in, and then having my 5'10", 5'11" friend in as well. So it all worked really well at the end. And the modifications we made to the computer to do with the hard drives have been an absolute success. I mean, I've now got every single game, and my friends were so pleased I had all my racing games downloaded. So we could just swap between racing games as and when we wanted to, which was a real benefit. The only game I'm struggling to run is F1 at the moment, and that's purely, I think, because of RAM. I've only got 16 gigs I'm running out, so I've got some RAM to put in tonight, and that'll be all good. But yeah, the G920, I've never really used to like it, and it always felt like, oh, I want the F1, but I still do want the F1, well, don't get me wrong, I want a Moser, but I've changed the settings in it to make it more responsive, and for playing games, especially when you've got an F1 car now, it really, really does work. And I hope the mic audio is okay, by the way, because, well, I'm running my mic down here next to my face rather than actually on it. But yeah, so talking about the computer, obviously the hard drive's really, really good. Now, the other thing I'd say is I obviously re-bolted a lot of things into this, and put the, like for example, 127, that's not great, but it's not bad. We put the bolts obviously into the gear stick, and the gear stick has not shifted off of the thing once, especially when I'm like racing and I'm really thrashing that gear stick around, just trying to change gear. I haven't had any issues with it now, and this just feels now really, really premium, like I had no issues, and it just does feel more expensive than it actually is. So for a budget simulator, the GT Omega R still to this day is the best option you can go for, in my humble opinion. I'm getting quite good at this track. I don't mind Zandvoort, it's probably my favourite track to drive on, because it's got a lot of corners and a lot of nice straights. And, ooh, crikey, there we go, through the corner, look at that. Guys, I'm probably going to start doing live streams on Assetto Corsa and other games. If you guys want to see that, let me know, because I might, actually I'll probably be live maybe 3 hours after this video goes live later today. So if you want to come in and say hi, feel free to have a chat, and if you've got any tips for my sim racing skills, let me know, because I'm all ears. But yeah, another thing I'd say is that actually what's helped me a lot, And I saw a comment about it in my last video. If you haven't watched that, please go check it out. It's where I built the simulator. But someone said, does it help with learning to drive? And I would say, to an extent, yeah. I think depending on the games and the simulation, it's like BeamNG Drive, something like that, with a steering wheel, and just getting used to the steering wheel, even if it's not realistic as such as like how the pedals are and how the steering is. Just getting used to knowing where everything is in a car is real benefit, because if you don't know where everything is in a car and you go to your first driving lesson, you spend that first hour getting to grips with where like the gear sticks are, where's all the gears, where's your clutch, brake, accelerator, you know, how far to turn the steering wheel. Whereas if you've already done it in a simulator for many hours growing up, you can jump in the car that first lesson and just get straight to work when, you know, practicing driving and actually getting better at driving. So for that extent, I'd say yes. And also you do get used to learning how to fight understeer and oversteer. Obviously it's not fully realistic, but it gives you an idea of what to do in a situation, which I found really benefited me when I was learning to drive, and obviously I got through first time with no faults. Another thing, yeah, comment down below if you're watching from anywhere other than the UK, or even if you're watching from the UK, how difficult was your driving test? Because in the UK it's supposed to be really difficult. I was seeing TikToks last night, and they were saying driving tests were really difficult. So, or in the UK it's more difficult than somewhere like America. So if you guys want to let me know down below, that would be a real treat, because I want to sort of get an idea of what you guys think. And this track is really good. I'm not really driving as well as I know, probably because I'm commentating, but yeah, I love this car. I got it in the DLC for second before, so oh yes, it's beautiful. And I like driving. I was playing F1 the other day, stuck the Williams on pole, and I think it's because I've been playing so much Assetto Corsa that I'm getting used to the tracks now. I'm not crashing out as much, and I know where I can put my foot down and where I can't, which is really useful. And yeah, the G920, although it's a few years old now, it's held up really well. It still looks pretty much new. I haven't had any issues with it, you know, no faults or anything. And I would say, yeah, get the G923, the new one, but they will last you a long time, unless obviously you want to do proper sim racing to get yourself a Moser if you've got that extra budget. If you want just a budget wheel, budget sim, GT Omega Art, Logitech G920 is perfect, and then just like a USB handbrake like this one, not pull it, because otherwise we'll be going flying off the track. Sugar. Oh gosh, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, there are some things I would change about this. I need to get a table to put my keyboard and mouse on, or a mount or something like that, because that would be really useful. But I think another thing I would say is make sure if you're buying one, do go and buy the caster wheels. You know, I've changed the caster wheel on this one, and it was a real benefit. Moving the sim around is so much easier now, because I haven't got that one wheel. It's like, you know, when you go to like Tesco's or Sainsbury's and get a dodgy shopping trolley, and one of the wheels is locked out backwards and the thing doesn't stay straight, and you're trying to fight it the whole way around the aisles, like trying to fight your car back to the pits after crashing. It feels like that, but once I changed the caster wheel, now the whole sim moves so smooth. And I think that one also had something built up in the inside, so it's almost acting like it had the brake on without the brake. But moving it around now is so much easier and so much better. So yeah, make sure you get yourself some caster wheels. Make sure you build your simulator properly when you get one, and get some help, because I had to get some help to rebuild my own because I had, you know, problems with it. But it's good to have a second set of hands when building it, because you can get also a second set of eyes, and if something doesn't look right as per the instructions, you know, you can sort it out. But yeah, GT Omega simulators are really good. I really want to at some point though upgrade to either that hybrid one, or what's, you know, the top spec one as well. One of those two, especially if I get a direct drive wheel, because I don't think this can hold up with a direct drive wheel as well. I don't think it's sturdy enough. But what I would say is that they do make those support bars, and I might get them to start with if I get a direct drive wheel, to see how it goes. If it doesn't work out as well, I'm going to get like a new sim rig. But yeah, for getting started and like getting into sim racing, this is a perfect setup in my opinion. I've had it 4 years, and I put hundreds of hours into it, and none of it really shows that many signs of wear and tear. Obviously we fixed the small signs of wear and tear that had a few issues, but that was just human error. But overall, a great purchase. I had the, as you can probably see behind me, it's a little bit in there, I had the Apex, I think it's the Apex wheel stand back in the day, and I upgraded to the Arc. What I could have done is just got the seat and the mount for it. So if you've got an Apex wheel, you can turn yours into an Arc pretty much by getting, there's like a £70 seat frame you can attach to it, and you buy the RS6 seat like I'm sitting in, or a bucket seat, or you can, I learned this, oh crikey, I learned this while I was researching for the parts for this, but when you do the seat, if you get any car seat with like the certain bolt pattern, somewhere on the internet if you want to look at that, so you can fit any actual seat that's for a car in it, like you can fit an actual like Spargo bucket seat or something. And I thought that was quite interesting because the GT Omega bucket seat is like 300 quid, and I was like, it's not worth it. So if you could get like an actual car bucket seat from an actual company, you know, it works so much better, and it works out a lot cheaper, and it's some way to go. And also, I spoke in the last video about putting something else in my computer, and I'll show you a little clip of it now, but there's a 2023 model replica of Logan Sargent's helmet. Saw it on eBay for like 30 quid, and I thought, I want to put something in there because the case was looking a little bit empty at a certain point, and I thought, somebody will stick one in there. And I did it, and I have to say it makes it look really, really good, because it now makes it actually like a sim PC, because it's got something to do with racing in it. And yeah, can I just say, the detail and the level of like quality of the Assetto Corsa is actually so much better. I thought this isn't competitor, this is just the original Assetto Corsa, and obviously this is the Ferrari, I think SF 2004, but they have done quite well with quite a good job with the details. To get this is the one corner I struggle on. But yeah, really, really good. I'm enjoying my simulator. I've been putting quite a few hours into it. This is obviously the first drive on camera, and I'm going to be putting many more hours into it, hopefully on some live streams. But I would say the overall modifications were worth it. They were worthy. I did a good job, I think, and actually doing it and biting the bullet. Changing the PC case has really helped as well, because it's better for plugging in all the USBs, and there's no tight USBs, none of them getting damaged. And so overall the modifications and the upgrades that I did make and the fixes have elevated the simulator, and now it is something that I enjoy doing. I come home, before I had a bit of a lull where I wasn't driving on the simulator, and now I come home and I think, yeah, I want to drive on my simulator. And so I'm home driving on the simulator, and it's really, really, really fun. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to cover for today's video, so I hope you all did enjoy. If you remember to leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends, comment down below, and we'll see you on it. Okay, so I think that's everything for today's video, actually. So I hope you all did enjoy. If you remember to leave a like, subscribe, you know the rest. Everyone's still a million videos time, I am sure. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Or if I do go live later, I might see some of you in that live stream. So come along, probably about 8 PM UK time, roughly, give or take, in and around there. And yeah, you can just come talk to me, you know, give me some tips on my sim racing, talk about YouTube, talk about whatever you within reason, obviously. And yeah, just have a chilled out couple of hours on the simulator. And yeah, as we finish this lap, I will see you all later. Please don't crash.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I fit it up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus.